Hello everyone, Warrior Angel here and welcome back to the Eastern Roman Empire campaign for Total War Attila. Now before I get started, let me just give you a heads up that I still haven't quite recovered from my cold or whatever it is I got at the moment. So to me my voice sounds quite croaky when I'm talking, I'm sneezing and coughing, etc. Luckily it's not man flu, at least that's something, but it has knocked me a bit for sick, so yeah, you have to excuse if my voice sounds a bit off during the commentary. But nevertheless, we're going to continue with the episode. So that's a bit of a recap. We're basically preparing ourselves for the Hun invasion. There's actually a horde of them over here in the west outside Aquileia here. We've got a couple of stacks coming in our way, it seems. There's a couple actually down around Italy. So we got one here. Was there another one down here I remember seeing? No, it must have been that one. So we got a few stacks heading our way, and we're preparing myself for the invasion. Now, when you're fighting the Huns, you've basically got to deal with Hun 101, which is make sure your armies can actually defend against them. So you want a lot of defensive troops that can defend themselves against missile fire, and also do okay in melee when it comes to dealing, especially with the later hordes that have very good infantry, so you have to be prepared for that. Secondly, then, is do not destroy the hordes. It's tempting that you want to eliminate the army once and for all like you do in most factions, but when you're fighting the Huns, what you want to do is leave survivors. Not a lot, but leave some. The reason being is that way then, they can't, because they're only allowed so many stacks in their campaign. If you defeat a stack, a new one will appear with fully upgraded, fully stat, plenty of experience and all that. So what you really want to do is just make sure that you basically eliminate them, enough of them that they're not going to pose a threat, but at the same time that they're not going to be defeated, so a new stack will come on. That's basically how you defeat the Huns. And then the other thing as well mainly is to try and go after Attila. If you get a chance to go after him, do so. If you haven't played Attila, one of the things you do is, when you haven't played the game Attila I should say, the other thing you need to be prepared to do is Attila will be wounded, he will not die, he just gets wounded in battle. You need to defeat him a few times or do a lot of agent actions and that in order to try and prevent him from basically recovering afterwards. And that's good for objective. So yeah, once if you can eliminate Attila, the Huns go back to a normal horde faction and you'll be able to eliminate them from the campaign. But I don't know, in the past my general thing has been to basically try and survive the onslaught until Attila dies, which is in 432 if I remember right, and then from there then we'll be able to actually sort of start working on defeating them properly. But for now, we've now eliminated the Venendians, I believe. While I've been talking, let's just double check. We faction destroyed the Venendians. That's great, we're now one step closer towards the Divine Triumph, where, if I remember right, we've still got 12 more factions we need to eliminate from the game. The Huns will be one, and I will have to decide now what to do about the other 11. So we'll work on it. But now we've conquered Urim, we've now got a province here. So we need, I think getting up the village's influence would be the best, so we'll do that. We've got sanitation buildings here, and that's costing me money, which I would rather do than have food. So we'll demolish that. We'll keep that, I guess. A Zandruga Patriarch's Hall. For the good of the family, all must know their role and be ready. Has a bit of squalor, but it does give me all regions and adjacent provinces as well get 4% wealth from all their buildings. That actually seems worthwhile keeping for the moment. The village will do that, and it will convert over. I am slowly eliminating the goat heads, so I can actually try and get some other food coming in the meantime. We'll build an aqueduct. I will build herbs for the moment. We'll keep these buildings going so we can keep public order clear. Okay, and my faction leader will have to see about doing something. We've got a horde right here. This is still one of the basic tier ones, so we want to maybe try and keep that going if possible. We'll move it down on the other side of the village for the moment. We've got quite a few things we're trying to do in this turn, so I have to try and make sure I do them all. We are fortifying these three settlements. Luckily we've got two walled ones, but Damava here is being converted over to a garrison colonna. It's costing me more food and maintenance, but it does give me stronger garrisons. It even gives me walls, which is pretty useful. So while we're here, is the food situation okay? Yes, we've got plenty of food. Okay, we've got a forum, and I wanted to build a governor's center here. Capital. Okay, you need to move. You've now got infantry, and that's great, but I want to make sure now I can get cavalry and archers, so we're going to move you down to Thessalonica. You can move up now to Simeon. This way then I can get my infantry then into that army, the cavalry and archers into the other army, and then we'll have 2 full stacks up here ready to defend. Got plenty of cash coming in, so I'm not too fussed about that. Nope, we want you in the city, thank you. Okay, so I've been using Elite Ballistari for their ranged advantage and armor piercing. We'll get some armored Secretary as well. And I want a couple units of cavalry, not a lot though. I would rather get some onagers as well, so we'll hire one of them. And let me see. Oh, I don't have the archery equipment here. I mean cavalry equipment. That's back in Thracia. Okay. Yeah, that would do nicely. What I will do, let's get rid of one of these and hire a second large onager. Then I can go over and then get 2 units of cavalry, and then we'll be sorted out for that in 2 turns. Let's head up here. Alright. These guys are not good against missiles, so I'm trying to avoid using them as much as possible. We'll get a couple of units of these for cavalry purposes.
It is a great and glorious thing to serve your people.
Okay, we want a couple of units of... Which one's going to be better? Good missile block chance. I'm just going back and forth between them for some weird reason. To be honest, I'm going to go for some more on the Legio, and we'll get a couple of units of these. Average missile block chance, we'll keep that okay for now. And I'll hire a unit of Henteria Guard just so we can have that extra oomph in combat. So we'll deal with that, we'll have that. Okay, what else do I need to do with the money in that we've got this turn? Army-wise, where's everyone else? I've got quite a few hordes and armies and that moving towards these areas, so let's switch it back over so we don't there. You want normal stance. This just is to bolster the garrison of Salona for the moment. I'll be able to use that for something else in the future. Caesarea, what to do with you? Could take you after Tingus and that, but I'd rather keep you here for the moment, just so we can keep things under control a bit. Public baths, let's give me a bit. Let's give you that. Fishing jetties, some crew for the Museum, and Governor's House. No, let's not do that. Or that. We'll be okay for that. Alright. Here's everyone else. Priest is over there converting. We've got the Legio. Okay, so these guys are actually going after Satis because we've had a rebellion against one of our puppet states. So I want to make sure we get rid of him. Let's see. If I fight them at the moment, one of the issues I'll have is I'd basically have to fight them in against multiple armies. So if we can do this, I still need 1 more point of cunning. Is there anything I can give in terms of equipment that might help me out here? It won't be so much. Oh, that's nice. Oh, +1 cunning. Okay, if he can hold out then for 1 turn, what I can do is I can actually tell him to attack Asatis, the town itself, without where his army will be able to outdo the garrison here, and then we'll be able to take the place myself. That's the plan. Okay, you're still converting over here, that's fine. You guys, let's upgrade you. And you're continuing to move over towards Salona. Let's go ahead, you'll get there next turn.
Command.
You're here. Now, I'm not too thinking about the Huns coming down this direction because it's being built here. Petrodavi can turn to a garrison.
Commander.
The Huns do start off in this sort of location over here, so I need to be a bit more careful about that. But this is sort of the entranceway that will come down towards the center of my empire. I would rather do Romula, thinking about it. Let's cancel that and swap it over. You can get that. You can just go for a standard one. Yeah, I think that will do better. If I lose Petrodava, so be it, but Romula I want to have a walled settlement because that blocks one of the main crossways over into my empire. So let's just try and avoid that if possible. I have got the White Huns helping me out as well, that's pretty nice. Okay, you're over there.
At your command.
Okay. To be honest, I think that's everything I can actually do for this turn. Do we have anything here to worry about? Nope. Okay. We're not in the middle of a civil war or anything like that, are we? No. We managed to defeat them. Okay. Can I build any more armies? I've got enough cash to technically do so, but the question is, do I really need to? I've got one here. Can you move you out now? Yes, I can. Okay, let's move you up towards Romula. We can get there next turn and be able to hold that. And there, we are getting ourselves in a position to be able to fight the Huns, but I'll have to wait and see what they're planning to do. I may feel tempted to actually go after them myself. In fact, there's something else I need to do. Let's see. Tabernacle for here. I need to recruit a lot more agents. I want spies, I want champions and all that coming to help me, so I need to make sure I got the facilities around in order to be able to use them. See, there's a library, not so much use. Okay, up here a second. We got all the priests that we can possibly need, but we can go for spies. See, fabricator, construction costs. That seems a bit more useful. We'll get that. Thank you for telling me that the Venedians have been defeated. Alright. Let's just hire a whole bunch. I'll wait another turn, I think. I would rather try and get ones with skills might actually help out a little bit. That could be useful. Zeal. Upkeep costs. Ooh. Let's get you. The annoying thing is, I should have actually got, to be honest, I should have got all this done before, like ages ago, and have it so they could have been going around doing agent actions and that in order to improve their, be at a high enough level to actually be of use. So from now they're starting at a low level, but we'll make it work, I'm sure. Okay, you're a general. Let's improve your cannon. There we go, we can now get night battles, cheaper recruitment as a result. Oh, we got one more point as well. You got a few units of cavalry. Let's give you a cavalry commander to help out. There we go. Ah. So, since my last episode, there has been a couple of things that seem to be happening in the sort of Total War world. For example, we've got a new DLC coming out for Total War Rome 2, which is Empires Divided. I think there's a bit of a homage to Divide et Impera, the main mod that everyone uses for Total War Rome 2, or at least a lot of people do compared to the vanilla version. So that's coming out, I think it's actually... Is it actually this week? It's either this week or next week, I can't remember. I know it's the end of this month. And I have to say, from the bit that I have seen of it, it looks pretty interesting. And it has made a bit of an annoyance, because I actually recorded my Syracuse campaign and everything. And then find out, oh crap, I can't actually continue it now, because like their new patch, which they're doing for the politics, power and politics, so you've got different factions that will be in your empire, and they actually make a difference in that. I think that will be really, really good for a storytelling element. But I want to use Divide et Impera, and it's going to take a little while for them to sort of clear everything up in order to be able to use it properly. There is a beta available already for Divide et Impera if you download and use the standalone version of it rather than the Steam Workshop version. So you can actually check out the beta mod and use Divide et Impera. It looks pretty cool. But I will have to change the story if I'm going to use Syracuse a bit.
We dream of it. We relish it as others do a fat goose. And you look plump.
Okay, let's do this. So yeah, there's certain things like I have to change the story because I remember checking out Syracuse with the beta, and it turns out then that Hero, who originally is a pretty decent guy in history, is now a sociopath. So I'm going to have to change my story elements with that a bit. I'm going to have to modify a few things. So I will be looking into doing that. But the mod itself, I mean, the upgrade date in that itself looks pretty cool. I look forward to giving it a go. Hopefully it won't be too long by this point as well until the Foundation patch comes up for Total War Warhammer. Because I would look forward to actually be able to use the old world races against the new world a bit more effective. But saying that, I've been watching some of the campaigns from people like Surreal Beliefs, who's currently doing one with the Dwarves and the Empire, and they've done pretty well in the new world thing, although it was a bit of a shock to the system, I think, for him when he ended up taking on the Dwarves and the Elves, with his Dwarves taking on the Elves for the first time. Okay, let's move you a little bit closer, but we'll make sure to keep you now in fortified stance. So we've got the Rugians now coming over from this way, and we've got the Danes still causing some trouble since they were not happy that I declared war on them in order to we'll demolish that. Let's build some fields here in Ulm. So it might be an idea actually to start moving my army out in order to be prepared to take on the Rugians. They have got a complete stack here, the Wales Way at Gothiscanza. If I could actually take that whole province, that'd be pretty nice.
Ready for orders.
Okay, let's start moving you up then. In fact, let's check public order.
Ready
Still
for
13.
battle.
Okay, so it's pretty positive. Let's move you here
At once.
and fortify
The
up.
fortifications ready.
I do doubt if the Brothers of Ice could actually do something against Duna. We'll have to wait and see. We do got a decent enough force, and their fleet is small enough that I can actually take it on reasonably well. Let's see, we'll take a farming colony because of that. A rally field. Do I really need that? No, I don't. I thought it was going to turn into an industrial building. Okay.
How can I serve you?
Priest, let's get you moving up towards Ulm in order to be able to convert the population a bit better. But yeah, it'd be pretty cool in order to get the updates for Mortal Empires. And plus, hopefully at some point we'll be expecting to see more from the Tomb Kings and that. Maybe that'll be a thing. Maybe the patch will coincide with that. But the big news as well for the Warhammer world, since I last did a video for this, was the new Saga one. So it seems that Total War is going back to Britannia for 800 AD. It was around 882 or something like that, wasn't it? The world setting that they were going to go with the idea being that it's going to be taking place in peacetime between the Vikings who have invaded and actually come to stay and all that. To me, for the little bit that I've read about it so far, that looks pretty cool. It's an interesting time thing. I'm looking forward in particular because it's going to be on a smaller map. Where you're fighting enemies will probably be a lot more important. Yes, you could be fine where it's just like you're fighting basically next to a well-known forest, which isn't going to just be some random forest. It might actually be, for example, Sherwood Forest near Nottingham and things like that. I think that would be a pretty cool idea. Just be interesting to see what they actually decide to do. Right, what are you guys doing? Yes, we're moving you up towards. Let's move you towards Wormler.
Set up the watch.
So yeah, quite a few things happening in the Warhammer world. I'm looking forward to a lot of them. I've always been able to enjoy certain games on their things. So Mortal Empires, yep, looking forward to that. With that thing, giving it a go at the moment myself with Manfred and the Vampire Counts. I've got a bit of a story arc I had in mind, something that might turn out to be an interesting one for a potential narrative let's play, but the idea being that after conquering the Empire, I want him to basically try and become a death god. So the plan is he's going to be heading off towards he's going to be heading eventually towards the Black Temple of Nagash, and we'll find out then he's going to have to use certain elements, plot elements, in order to become a new god of death. It's just like Nagash wanted to become. So he will be needing to go against the other factions in order to do things like control the Great Vortex for the magical power that's needed and stuff like that. It's just a little story element in my head, but I think it will work out pretty cool. We'll wait and see. Okay, what's your trade mates? I forgot to check. Okay, one of my armies has actually got quite a lot of cavalry. You got 4. You got 2.
Ready for orders.
And you've got pretty high up. Okay, let's move you then so you can actually
Salve. How can I help?
help the...
2,
That.
3, 4.
Okay, you would just basically improve Zealous, so we're going to start moving you up, or maybe try and go after some of their units already. Let's see, assassinate. 50% chance, that's reasonable. Let's give that a go.
How can I serve you?
Okay, what was your thing again? Improved infantry. I wouldn't mind actually putting you with maybe my faction leader or something like that, but well, for the moment we'll leave you in one of the other armies. Let's see, let's move you to this one.
It is a disgrace, man.
Okay, finally my spy. You can go off and basically try and do some agent actions against whoever and whatever. Let's see, manipulate agents. What can this do? Let's go after their shaman. I need to try and remember which one's going to do what. Like certain... Okay, so shamans are actually not that good against agents because their cannon is quite low. Okay, I have to bear that in mind. Right, let's pop down here to army-wise. Pop over to where we actually got the place under siege. They're not really going to come at me because it's going to be a fairly even battle to fight this. But night attack will actually put it relatively in my favour. It will eliminate this unit, but to be honest, on Archer now it's not going to be much thing against me. I'd rather have them come out to attack me, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hold my position for 2 turns. It's only a crappy thing, and I can move them down here and then to colonize that settlement, which I accidentally blew up. Whoops. Because I've been playing a lot of Warhammer recently when it comes to the Total War side of things. I'm so used to going to the left in order to occupy buildings. I didn't think about it, so I accidentally blew up this place. My bad. It happens. Okay, Mosqueta. Let's see. You've got Governor's House. Let's build a forum so we can get some more money and some more research coming in. Do in. Let's see. Got Governor's House. Let's build up a forum as well. And I'll save the money then for the rest of the turn. Yafreep. Let's get some for you here. Got Scriptorum. Let's build a church up. Okay, that money went down a bit more quicker than I intended. Ah well. Ah well. And the turn.
We hunger for battle.
Alright. Sky, you've got no zeal whatsoever. Let's swap over this. Can we give you something here that might give you a bit more use? Let's give you improved thing here. Silver shields. So silver shields were part of the Macedonian army of Alexander, so that I feel tempted to give him that. But if I can find someone that's improving his zeal a little bit better. Fashion bodyguard, not so much. Oh well, we'll have to just rely on skills. Okay, 40 melee, cunning, zeal. Okay, let's do that and that. Just because at the moment his unit is going to be taking damage, the army's going to be taking integrity losses. Just annoying to deal with. Like I said, once my army's in position, I do have to decide whether or not what I want to do about the Huns. Do I want to stay secure in my settlements in order for them to and basically wait it out, or do I become a bit more aggressive, since I am going to have an overwhelming advantage in terms of armies, I would say, against them. Like I said, the plan will be in is to not defeat the entire stack completely, because otherwise what will happen, they will just have a new stack spawn up in the northeast, and I'll have to deal with them, especially since they're going to be the higher tier ones with the elite infantry and all that to deal with. So I'll try to avoid that if possible. Where are those white Huns going off to? So I have to say, it's one of the big things I do, as I said before, I do like about Total War, is the fact that as soon as you start moving anything or do anything in your very first turn, you can make the argument that history has started to change. I mean, we're at this bit with the Hun invasion, and what we've got happening, the white Huns have actually left Africa, I mean the Middle East basically, and come up into Europe in order to support the Eastern Roman Empire as allies. How weird is that? Like, how atypical of history is that to think? We got Africa sailed over from Africa to come and support me as well. The Western Roman is still hanging on in there, although I will have to make a decision at some point. No. I better check actually next turn whether or not they'd be okay with the idea of becoming my puppet state again. That's the only way I may accept them as a peace offer. To be honest, I'm just going to auto-resolve this. The army is pretty thin, they got onagers. I've got a onager, but my army is not going to be able to support an attack against them, so we're just going to do this. Watch as he's dead, and see what they're going to do with the settlement. They've taken it. Ah well. Ah well. Okay.
We hunger for battle.
Well, they're not coming after me, so it may be an idea for me to go after them. Where's this army currently stationed? It's actually stationed at the port. Interesting.
Ready for battle.
Okay, this is what I'm thinking. I'm looking at the armies here. They got a fleet here in a port, and they've got an army stationed outside. But they're not actually in the settlement itself, but maybe the fleet is. So what I'm thinking is a potential there for me to just be able to attack, because I can actually reach Govskanza, to maybe attack it, go into night battle, and see then about basically moving the thing. Unless, can I go after the army? If I can go after that army, I can then do the thing in order to try and prevent... Can I reach it? No, I can't. And I've taken all that attrition. Crap. Okay, maybe next turn what I can do, like I said, I can attack the army. It will bring out the garrison then from Govskanza. So all I need to do then is attack the settlement itself after that, and we should hopefully be able to avoid the fleet. We'll wait and see. Okay, you're back up to here. The only annoying thing is that I've got all these stacks and it's just sitting around there.
Commander.
And I'm not sure what do I do with them.
Commander.
I am a shadow.
Okay, you're going up there to do agent actions, that's fine with me. Okay. We are suffering from -2 food at the moment. If I trade this though, it's going to lose me 1,000, but... And these are all farming towns. We can't upgrade long lease contracts. I could... So what am I researching now? I actually don't know. What am I researching? Something is only going to take one turn. Oh, it's here. Okay. I'll tell you what, if I click this... There we go. So this will give me access then to level 4 recruitment to things. That'll give me a lot more money coming in.
At your command.
Okay, let's move you now over to Tremotium.
To your duties, men.
Let's give you some nice, good cavalry units. So we've got melee cav here, or we've got the high infantry, poor missile block chance. These are going to have better attack against cavalry. Otherwise their stats are pretty similar. Let's go for 2 units of these. Okay, Serdica, we're building up here. Those are turned into farming ones. Do we have enough food to be able to do this? No, we're minus 56, so I need to continue building this up. Okay, 40, 60, 56. Cattle herd it is. Safaria, you're all the way up here. Do I want to risk spending money on you? Not really. Okay, any targets for me I can do with my fleet? Syracuse, Rhegium, Neapolis, Rome, Florentia, Genua. All the coastal settlements over here all belong to the Western Romans. I did have a double check that... What was I saying? Yeah. I did have a double check just to see what the chapter objectives are for later on in the game. Because... Alright. Because I do like to try and get the chapter objectives if possible. They're sometimes not worth it because like the money you get is... Sometimes you just think, well, what's the point? Not only that, but you do find sometimes as well that the... sometimes the objectives are just impossible to actually do. I remember I was playing as the Allens when I was looking at and giving them a trial run through the Tale of Two Cities campaign I was planning to do. And I remember going through it, and I think like for the first objective you had to basically recruit 4 units of Alani cavalry or something like that. It's all well and good in theory, but you couldn't actually recruit them. By the time you did all the research and then eventually got even access to them, you would not be able to recruit them. It was just physically impossible. And yet it was a chapter objective that you had to try and win, basically. So that wasn't the best way of dealing with things. So maybe they've changed it since. They have had different patches, like when I did the Tale of Two Cities, I actually did have it that I had to have the mod that gave me steppy troops to try and make the campaign a bit different. Since then that's changed, so I don't know, maybe it will be different this time out. We'll wait and see. You're actually a bishop. Well done, mate. Okay. You do need a bit more food, so I would increase any of these for the moment. Let's give you that, though. There we go. So it's time now to decide, what am I going to do with the Huns? Do I attack them? Do I wait for them to come to me? It's been a long time since I've had to deal with them, so I'm not sure if they've still got it set up that they won't attack you if you're in a settlement, which makes things a bit harder then, because it sort of means I'm going to be sitting around for quite a while with them not attacking me and me not in a position to attack them. So I could be more aggressive, take them out. I've got a number of armies with night battles, so I can actually make it so it's just one-on-one battles. My troops that have been specifically changed, the armies are being adapted now, so they should be able to do better against some of against the arrow fire and that you expect to deal with from the Huns. And because I have a lot of their stacks that haven't been defeated yet, they've still got the basic ones that they start off with, so they're going to have a lot of like devil archers and stuff, but they're not going to have their elite infantry that they pick up. So as long as I actually defeat them, I suppose it could be okay. I do remember right, I did defeat one of their stacks an episode or two ago, so if I remember right, that could be a problem, because that means I got another stack heading in from the northeast.
Your armies would surely find honor and plunder in joining this war.
They will,
Lord,
but
I
maybe
trust
not.
you thought.
We'll have to think about that. The rest of the Romans have to think about what to do with them as well. We have got a defensive alliance, if I remember right, set up with them. If it's not a military one, it's definitely a defensive. And I remember one of the later chapter objectives requires you to actually be at war with the Western Romans, but part of my campaign has not been so much to focus on... Ooh. Okay, what we got to deal with? Germanic Spearmasters. Those are going to be preparing of my own troops. The Slingers, okay, I can deal with those. Germanic Warbands I can deal with. The Onagers, okay, and my troops... The only difficult thing to deal with will be the Spearmasters. The rest of my troops should be okay. I've got a cavalry advantage against them, my archer advantage. They've got more skirmishing than I do, but my skirmishes are a lot better as well, so that should hopefully thing. What I will do, I'll end this episode now, and in the next episode I will fight the battle to see if I can defeat the Rugians. If I can, that should hopefully allow me then to take on, because isn't this... Is this a proper army, or is it just a garrison? I can't tell. I think it's a proper army. Yes, it is. Damn. I was hoping it was going to be the garrison, because then I could actually defeat the garrison and just walk straight into their settlement. But I could also go after Ascalcaeus here. Something to think about. Anyway, thank you for watching the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join me next time as we defeat the Rugians and just make a decision about what to do with the Huns. Feel free as always to leave comments in the video. Let me know how you feel about the campaign. If you've got any advice, tips, or want to give a suggestion about what direction the campaign should be going, what do you think I should do with the Huns, etc., feel free to do so. Otherwise, I shall see you in the next episode. Goodbye for now.